All right, they're fans of the tabletop baseball plus channel. Sorry, I was blanking a little bit here for a second. I don't know why. So this is going to be a little different video. I play a lot of tournaments here. We've seen a lot of History Maker golf, obviously, um, before, but I wanted to do something just a little bit different. And so, I had this thing a while ago where I was going to do what I called Stream Valley, and it was going to be sort of a country club setting. Well, that kind of didn't get off the ground, unfortunately. But what I'd like to do today is take a couple of the cards. Tabletop Earl and myself both have cards here that I had made out, and a lot of you do too. A lot of the people that have contributed to our Patreon and stuff, we created cards for, and maybe here at some point we'll do something. Now, something else that's going to be interesting about this, at least I find it interesting, is thanks to one of the newer guys. Well, he's not that new anymore, but been streaming on here for a little while. Rob with the exclamation mark. He was carding out a course, like his home course, and I've had intentions for a long time to do the same thing, well, to do something similar. Not my home course right now because I don't play that very often, but I really wanted to card out the course I grew up playing because I feel like I know the course really well, and it would be fun to do something with it. And actually, what I had hoped at the time was that I would card it out and have it kind of be like the home course for whatever shenanigans I decided to try with these community cards, and it just didn't get off the ground. But I'm just going to try this course. I finished carding it out mostly yesterday, and some of it I already started. Just a second. I feel like I hear something. No. Yeah, I have a little echo. It's kind of weird. What is going on? Okay. Well, why is this thing playing back the sound? Let me check it again. All right. Well, it's annoying me, but maybe if I just turn down the sound on my computer, it'll be okay. Okay. So, Brandon. So this is my home course that I grew up playing. It's a pretty easy course, hopefully. But in the same vein, there's a couple of tough holes, and at some point, if I like this and I keep kind of playing it, I may actually come up with a presentation where I kind of show you maybe the overheads and stuff. Hi, Mark. But in any event, we've got Tabletop Earl. His name on his card is Earl Tabletop. Seemed like a rather common name, not really. And then I'm Earl Tenactor, so whatever that means. And we're gonna go, and we're gonna play a twosome. It's just casual, no real skin in the game here. Although there is a rumor that if I win, I'm gonna get a case of beer from. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so the first hole, again, this is like this is easy peasy hole, and I have no qualms of showing this to you on the card or on the channel because we show a lot of cards and stuff, but I don't mind showing it to you in detail because it's a real course. Now, the name of the course that I've given here, I've done it in play fashion, is given it a fictitious name. This is not the name it goes by in real life. Jemison Creek Country Club. So if you can figure out where Jemison Creek is, you have and if you find that, and it's J-E. You find that, you will probably eventually be able to figure out the golf course that this mimics. But again, at some point, I'd love to kind of like give you guys a little tour of this, maybe via Google Maps or whatever. But in this case, we're just gonna play it. So this description is not correct, so I'm just going to describe it to you. It's an easy start to the course. Par 4, straight, rough and played, trees down the right, and some bunkers guarding the green, but otherwise, a birdie is makeable. You could actually drive the green if you get the wind behind you. It's 360. It's not a semi-direct or anything like that, but it's good enough. So 2 degrees of course difficulty. And so tabletop roll, we're going to play this in kind of like using the match play green here. So let's see what happens for him here. 1, 3, 4. Got a 3 on the white. So obviously he gets control of this. I'm trying to get everything in the shot. And I have a little more room to the right. So yeah, 1, 3, 4, par 4, 360. Is it a direct green? No, it isn't. Is he a hacker? He is scatter, but not hacker. So we go to experience, and he is a semi-prospect. So it's going to ask if he's an icon by the green 4, and he isn't. So he's going to have a double difficult putt for birdie. Put that right there. And I don't know. Let's not use lags today whatsoever. No lags. We're going to see how this burns everybody's behind. All right, now it's going to be my turn. And it's going to be the white 6. And we will use the blue chip pars. So that will be a 4 for me. And now Tabletop Earl needs to make a double difficult putt for birdie. That's a 1 and the decide or die dot. That's a 1. He almost makes it, but that will still leave him with a difficult par. And he misses that, so now a moderate bogey. And he does make that, but that's a 5 for Tabletop Earl. And you're going to say that I put the screws to him, but I'm playing it, so I get to call the rules. All right, number 2. So the description on number 1 was number 2's description, and so 480 yards. This thing I've eagled it many times. Eagle is, and I'm not saying that just to brag. Okay, sorry. If it sounds like I'm bragging, I'm sorry. I play pretty decent. It can trip you up on the green. It does have a fair amount of undulation, but it's a direct hole, double cordial. Eagle is available on the shortest par 5 at Jemison. A crisp fade can use the natural terrain to leave a mid-iron second to an accessible green. Especially, for the long hitters for sure. You can get down there within, because it's, once you hit about the 225 mark, it's downhill. It goes down to a little dip, about 100 yards out, and then comes back up a little bit to that green. So you have a little bit of a racetrack down that hill if you can hit it far enough and get it in the right movement. So here is my card. I'm starting, and I'm end up on the 5. It's 1 degree of course difficulty. So 26. It's golf cam course. Lots of course icons here, makes it easier. Green 5 on the par 5. Is it cordial? It's double cordial, yes. So I'll have a clutch putt for birdie. Unfortunately, I'm rust, so that's gonna impact this. I might have to use that blue chip in order to make myself neutral. So here is Tabletop Earl. He is salivating on this hole, and he gets a white 5 as well, and that's 34. He is also golf cam course green 6. Is it daunting? Oh, he is not gonna like this. Is he daunting? No, the hole isn't enough. Is the hole daunting? It's not daunting. Or is he a scatter golfer? And he is a scatter golfer. It's going to leave him a double difficult putt for par. So that's not good. That stinks for him. So he needs a 1. And again, we're not doing lags. And he gets a 2. That is unfortunate. Difficult bogey. And he does get the one there. That's another bogey. That's a 6. Sorry, Earl. Now the clutch goes final on this, and we're going to use the blue chip to get to neutral. I mean, I need a 1 to 3 for a birdie. And I missed it. So that leaves me with an easy par. Avoid the 6s. Yes. So I'm even par. Tabletop Earl is 2 over, which is probably pretty similar to the way it would be. All right, so this course had an original 9 and then a new 9. This is the first of the new 9. So 3, 4, and 5 are part of the new 9, and then the rest of the new 9 are from 13 till the end. So this is what I called a rather pedestrian par 3, or 3 par. The first of the new holes installed in the early 90s, a large undulating green is the primary risk to par. You can see there's a lot of course stuff, which is pretty much going to be par territory. It is 4 degrees of course difficulty. I figure that the course itself, or this hole, not really many birdie opportunities. I don't know if I've ever made a birdie on this hole. It's really not easy to get birdie, but bogeying, you can usually avoid a bogey as long as you don't have trouble with the green. Well, and I get control 2, 4, 5. So let's see how it works out here on the par 3. Am I utility? No. So that's going to be golf cam green, and there's a dot. So this is going to go to challenging. It's going to be a challenging green on this. 4, is it friendly? No. Challenging, yes. I have a clutch putt for bogey. So Tabletop Earl is licking his lips now as I'm in trouble. And he gets the white 6. He will take... Can I get more of this shot in here? I'll get as much as I can. He will take his par and a blue chip. And he looks like he is sitting pretty after a patient par on the 3rd. Now, I have a clutch putt, and again, I'm rust, and I don't have any blue chips to help me this time. So I got to hope for a 1, or it's a bogey, or it's going to be at least double. So I have an easy double bogey, and I'm going to join Tabletop Earl, at +2. So double bogey for me. Boo. All right. And I butchered the scorecard, so give me a second. 4th hole is... I'm trying to card some of these holes out as more interesting than maybe they really are, as far as like some of the strategy involved. Again, a lot of course, but 2 degrees of course difficulty. It's semi-daunting, but it's also semi-direct. If you're a long hitter, you might be able to get to this guy. It's 286 yards, but it is a severe uphill hole. They got a little note here on the card right here that a bomber can get over the water on that one space. The water isn't completely in play, but if you leak it to the right, you can hit it there. Let's see. What seems like a reachable par 4 for many is complicated by the severe rise in elevation on approach. The pond right can eat up an errant tee shot. So I basically just repeated myself like an idiot, but that's okay. All right, so Tabletop Earl has the honor because he parred and I doubled. So let's see what he can do here on this relatively easy par 4. He's going to get another blue chip and a par. He's like, I'm taking that any day of the week. And now it's my turn. 3, 4, 6 for me. I'm gonna have control. Let's see if my card helps me at all. 3, 4, 6. Bomber or dynamic? I am bomber and I'm semi-dynamic, so the bomber is going to be fine enough. I'm going to get a blue chip, and I'm going to go to the gallery cheers. We don't really have a gallery, but good enough. Hacker. I'm not listed as a hacker, so I have a difficult putt for birdie. So I need a 1 to make a birdie here. I could use a blue chip to make it 1 to 2. I'm just going to try and make this guy. Oh, and it showed for a second. So now a moderate par. I need to avoid a 6, and I do. So par 4 for both of us on number 4. Number 5, par 3 back down the hill after that uphill 4th. Downhill, unremarkable. A wedge should get you a, I forgot the second tee in putt for birdie on one of the flattest greens on the course. So semi-friendly green, 2 degrees of course difficulty. Will not be too much of a challenge, I don't suspect, but you never know. Earl's got 3 of these guys in a row, so 3 green six or white sixes. So he'll take the par 3, and he gets those 3 new holes in even par. So now my turn. 3 is going to end up with 4, 5, 6. That'll be golf cam green, I believe. Let me double check. Par 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Golf cam green and a green 5. No, so it's not friendly this time. Is it friendly? No. Challenging? No. I'm going to have an easy putt for par. So that is going to be, need to avoid 2 6s, and I do, so we both par number 5. All right, the first, this is actually the toughest hole on the course right here, number 6. So feel free to say hello or comment or whatever here in the stream if you're watching. Toughest hole, and again, I misspelled toughest, so luckily this is not a finished product. The 6th features an extreme right to left slope, which causes awkward lies from most fairway positions. The green is ticklish and care must be taken. So Earl will have the tee. Let's see if he can avoid. Actually, let's see. He's not going to use blue chips. Let's just let him play it out here for now. So a 3, and also 5 degrees of course difficulty, if you didn't notice. All right, so 34 is golf cam course. This is a daunting hole, remember. So green 6, par 4. Is it daunting? Yes, he needs a clutch putt for par. Guess what? He's semi-gold, the jerk. Just kidding, he's not a jerk. But yeah, he's hoarding the blue chips for sure there, Brandon. Now it's going to be my turn here on this. Ooh, I am going to skate by with a par and take it or leave it, you know? I can't. On this hole, I would never turn down a par. That, you know, is an average tee shot, pretty decent approach, just lagged it up and took the putt. So now we need the clutch par putt for Tabletop Earl. He is semi-gold. Can he earn another blue chip? And he does. He makes his par, so he's going to have 4 of them. We will have some ways to upgrade his putts later. Okay, so the second par 5 on the course is coming up now, number 7. No designations on this one. I decided to make it kind of middle of the road. It's not much of a birdie hole, but you can get some, but it's not going to like cost you. It can, well, I will say it can cost you some shots, but and I'll show you how. So dogleg right and up the hill. The golfer tees off right next to a deep tree line. Cut it off and birdie can be had, but lose it right and double bogey is in play. So down here we've got a couple of trees that have asterisk next to them. If the decider die is blank, the ball sails deep into the woods, it's out of bounds, and you have to re-tee hitting your 3rd shot. So I've tried to do this in a couple places on this course to try and simulate the fact that you can hit it out of bounds in a few places on this course, and it's pretty reasonable to have it happen. So I can remove this, and Tabletop Earl has the tee again, and he will use a blue chip to take control of this. So he's got a lot of them. He's going to avoid that out of bounds altogether. 2, 2, 4. King or bomber? No, he's neither of those. Is he a hacker? No. Is he a champion? He's a semi-champion. He has the dot. Okay, he's got an easy putt for birdie. So somehow he has wiled his way up and into a good spot, and he might use the other blue chip or another blue chip to make it gimme and really put the pressure on me. So my turn. And I get the control 2, 4, 6. Duffer? No. Utility? No. Am I a champion? No, I'm a hero. So right now, and right now I am not hot. So this is going to really make it difficult. Not hot, so I have a difficult putt for par. Literally difficult. Okay? So we're going to go with the difficult. Actually, let's go ahead and use the blue chip for Tabletop Earl to make it gimme, so he can go ahead and he'll go and putt first, tap it in. Gimme birdie, and he makes it. So a 4 in his first birdie of the match. And now it will be my turn. I have to make this difficult par putt. So I need a 1 to 3. And I make it. So there's a 5. And now Tabletop Earl's 1 ahead of me, going to the 8th. Hello, RJL. So here is the 8th hole. This one comes straight down off the hill on the tee shot. Nice little landing area down there, about 150, 60 yards out if you can just block out any thoughts of topping it down the hill. It can mess you up if you do that. Should leave a short iron to a green protected by a bunker to the left and a pond which only collects the most errant shots. As you can see back here, we do have some water, but if the decide or die is a yes, then it takes away that for someone with laser. And I might change that to a different. I might change it. I haven't decided yet. But so Tabletop Earl with the birdie on 7. It's to go 3 degrees of course difficulty. And so he's going to go 33, which is golf cam course. Green 6. Is it daunting? It's not. He's going to have a clutch putt for birdie. He's red. So now my turn. So he's sitting pretty on the green. And, well, I'm going to take another par and a blue chip. So we've each got some stuff there to use. So he is semi-gold. Needs a 1 to 4 on the clutch putt for birdie to take a 2-shot lead over me. And it is good. A 4 and a 3. Back-to-back birdies. And Tabletop Earl is showing me up here for now. Okay, so to the 9th, we're going to be at the end of the front 9. This is a pretty simple hole. 329. It's pretty flat for the first 200 yards, and then it's kind of like the last 120 some odd is kind of an easy slope up the hill. You have some bunkers around the green. Tempting finish to the front 9. This is with the verbiage I'm putting here. Laying up with a long iron is the wise play, but the long hitters see a chance at eagle if they can keep it straight. So, right. Also, so I've tried to take some of Keith's design tactics here. So we've got one little guy right here. This is a rough symbol, but it's got the plus sign and a bomber. And a decide or die, yes. What a drive, moderate putt for eagle. So we get one of those if you end up with a 4 or 5, and basically the magic bullet theory, if you will. And so here we go. And I probably maybe I should do that with another spot, just so that way we have some fun with that. So okay, this is going to be 3-3-6. He takes control with the white 1. Earl is hot. He gets another blue chip, and he gets a gallery cheers. Now, it's going to leave him with a difficult birdie because he's not a hacker. So, not the best way to finish that off, but he does have blue chips. He could upgrade that to an easy if he wants to. So now it's my turn. And I keep getting blue chip pars, and I'm going to keep taking them, trying to pile up stuff. So this is a 38 for me, 2 over par. I think that means that Tabletop Earl is currently even par. So he could keep this going if he makes a birdie here. He's going to hold on to the chips, and he needs a 1 for a third birdie in a row to close out the front 9. And that's a no. Moderate par, needs to avoid a 6, and he does. So a 36 for him on the front, even par, good for him. Well, it's we'll slow down a little bit. We got somebody new interested in learning. Let's slow it down a little bit because we do have a little bit of time. What are we at? 26 minutes. So this is hole 10. Started back 9. This is a tough hole. So first off, we roll 4 dice, right? Plus a decider. But the decider die is basically what I call it, a D2. 3 sides are a dot. It's kind of tough to see it. Let's put them right in here like this, right? Might be easier to see. So, and you have a tough time seeing this silver jobby right here, you know? See that? It's kind of tough to see in that. It kind of blends right in. But we have 4 dice. The white one is how you start the hole off. There's 6 sides. Right here are the faces of the die, which will indicate that you have to check the course card, okay? So let's say you roll, we have the 3 showing here. So from that, it means the course will be the thing dictating how this hole plays out, okay? From there, when it's course control, you look at the black and the silver in ascending order. So this is 4 and a 6. You can't really see the 6 very well. 46, you would look over here and it would be a rough in 1. So see the rough symbol and 1, and then there's a chart that where you've hit it into the rough on your first shot, and then you use the green result over here, which again, I mean, I wish my lighting isn't quite the best as it should be for where I have things stacked up, but and actually, you know what's happening? My camera is kind of sliding down here too. That's not. It should be. I have a little bendy arm, and that should be the thing doing the moving, not my base. But I don't think that's really going to help much either. So I don't know. There needs to be better light here. But anyway, so then the green 3 will, there's, for the rough in 1, there are 6 selections. And based on which number you have, 1 means a really good lie in the rough. 6 means a really bad lie in the rough. And kind of like in between, it kind of like gets progressively worse. Same thing with the sand and the trees. The water ends up being a little different. So, okay. Let's say you roll the 1. Remember I said that we have this. So this is what I call 4 degrees of course control. It means that the golfer's traits really are going to only 1/6 of the time they're going to come into effect. And that's if you have the white 1. If we rolled that, from there, you then take in ascending order all 3 dice, and that will take you to a progression, kind of like in History Maker Baseball, where it checks the wood trait for the player, then the iron trait for the player. This is on a par 4. On the par 3 and the par 5, it's a little different. You have 2 wood checks and then 1 iron check, or maybe 1 wood and 2 iron. I don't know. But you get it. And then from there, it checks each thing. And as you move across and you don't fulfill the requirement of that, if it does fulfill it, there's a result. If it doesn't, you move to the next slot. And at the very end, if you haven't fulfilled anything, it gives you the final word on what the heck happened. Then you can check a chart which, you know, analyzes the mood of the player, and based on the mood, he might be playing better or he might be playing worse, right? And I keep my camera has seen better days, just so you know, and my whole setup. So anyway, let's keep moving. I'll try and explain it as I go, and I don't want to show charts because I don't really feel comfortable with that proprietary information. So this 10th hole, it's a pretty decent length par 4. It seems longer than it is because you feel like you have to hit a fairway wood. You cross the road. Ah, this is falling. Dang. Stupid thing. Life hates me. Not really, but sometimes it feels that way, right? I need a new system. I need a new system. All right, let's see if this will hold for another 9 holes. So you need to take a fairway wood because it's pretty tight. There's trees down the left, trees down the right. If you take the fairway wood, you'll leave yourself probably 150 yards in. I leave it as semi-daunting here because it is a tough hole and it's 4 degrees of course difficulty, so you have a fair chance at a bogey here if you aren't careful. Here is tabletop Earl. Let's play it out. So we get the 2, which means because it's 4 degrees of course difficulty, this is course control. He has a 16 roll. So the 16 is he has found the woods in his first shot. Okay? So we go to the woods chart, the trees chart. It's a par 4, and it's his first shot, and it's a green 5, so it's kind of like almost bad, but not the worst. Is he a master? He is not listed as a master, so if he were, he'd have an easy par putt, but because he isn't, he ends up with a difficult par putt, which is a 1 to 3, 50% chance of making it. Okay? So now it's my turn, and we could use some blue chips here if we wanted to buy control. It's one of the things blue chips can be used for, but I'm just going to go ahead and keep playing. So now, again, for course control, that's the 46 I had before. I'm in the rough with my first shot, okay? Rough with the first shot, par 4. Green 3, a better lie than he had. Am I a workman? No, I'm not. So instead of having a difficult, if I was a workman, I'd have the difficult putt he has, but instead, because it was a good lie, and I don't suck so bad, I get an easy putt for par. Okay? So you kind of see how that works. It checks a condition. If the golfer fulfills it, then, and it's a good trait, his position improves, or his what's going to happen improves. If he isn't as good, then it will hurt his position a lot of times. So Earl's farthest away. He needs a 1 to 3 to make par, and he misses. So that when we have difficult par, we kind of like move diagonally up through here, so that becomes a moderate bogey. Now I have the easy par, so I still have to wait for him to finish this off. So he needs a 1 to 5 to bogey, and he makes that, but that's his first blemish since the second hole. Now I have the easy par. Now I have to roll 2. This is what's called the high roll. As long as you don't get the high roll, 6-6, it's made. So I make it, and that's a par for me. So I think we're back. Actually, no, he's still 1 ahead of me. So we're going to go to 11. We were making some good time, but I do want to try and teach. So 3 degrees of course difficulty on this one. So so when the golfer has control, it's really off of his stuff, mostly. So you begin this dog leg right with an uphill tee shot as the hole skirts the tree line with a steep cliff to the right. Survive the tee shot and things get much easier. Okay, so let's see. I have one little asterisk right here on 55, and if you have a scatter, which actually Tabletop Earl does have the scatter, so hopefully he doesn't hit that. Then it goes right and goes over the cliff, and he's got to re-tee it because it's out of bounds, basically, or lost ball, whatever you want to call it. But I have the tee because I parred and he bogeyed. So, you know what? We're both going to use a chip here to take control on this. See how this works out. 3, 4, 5. I don't know if that's good. That might be a bad roll. Let's see. 3, 4, 5. Yep. Push shot. It's going to be gallery groans. Since I spent a chip, I don't get a red. Green 5. I'm not a workman, so instead of having a moderate putt for bogey, I have a difficult putt for par. So that didn't work out so well for me. Now, here comes Tabletop Earl. He's going to do the same thing. He's like, yeah, he might have had some bad luck at it, but I'm going to have better. There's 3, 4, 6. Now let's see. I had 3, 4, 5. Let's see if 3, 4, 6 gives him any better luck. Bomber or dynamic? He's neither. Okay, it's going to be short game check. So we have a chart for short game. Green 6. Is he stone? He isn't, so he ends up with a difficult putt for par instead of double difficult. So we're both in the same boat. Tabletop Earl will go first. He needs a 1 to 3. He misses. I need a 1 to 3. I get lucky. He doesn't. So now it will be him for the moderate bogey again, and he does make that, but that's 2 bogeys in a row. Going to a tough hole, par 3 12th. So this is my first play test of this, so I may end up making these significantly easier, but we'll see. So this is 5 degrees of course difficulty. Lots of difficulty. It's semi-daunting, which is on that golf cam course chart that we use. That kind of turns, and we have only 3 of them here. You have a lot in the rough. Steep cliff, separate, and I may end up putting more courses on there because I might want to help increase the difficulty. It's going to increase difficulty a little bit, I think. Steep cliff separates the tee box from a long stretch of land leading to a sizable green. The longest par 3 on the course plays tough into the wind. Well, let's see what happens here. 14 is rough and 1. And a green 2 will be helpful. Am I a master? I'm a semi-master with a dot, so I do get a pin chance. So I'm going to roll off the pin chart. I roll the white and the dot, and it's a 4. So that leaves me with a moderate putt for par. Now, Tabletop Earl. 16, that's also rough and 1. Green 3, is he a workman? Semi-workman, but he does not have a dot, so when you have a semi-quality, you go by this decider die. If it's yes, then the quality is yes. If the dot's no, then he doesn't have it. So he doesn't have it this hole. Goes from a difficult par to a gimme par. So Earl is on the better end of this. I still have to make an 86% putt for par. He will go first because it's a gimme. He would have to do the really high roll. That's 666. And he doesn't do that, so that's a good par 3 for him. Now, can I avoid bogey here? I do. Needed a 1 to 5, and I got a 2. Okay. So from here on out, we have the new holes from my home course. So when I started playing, and up until about, I think I was 14 maybe, there were maybe 15 or 16, I forget. Actually, I think I started, yeah. Anyway, this whole straight uphill. It's across the road, and it goes straight up the hill. But we cross the creek right off the tee before it ascends pretty high up to a simple green. Birdie's available for most. It's 287, so it's short, but it is straight uphill, so it makes it so you can't really drive it. But we also have one space here that if you're a duffer, you knock it in the creek. So, all right, so I'm still on the tee. And it's course controlled 23, golf cam green. And a green 1 on the par 4. Is it challenging? No. Scatter? I'm not scatter, so I'm going to have a clutch putt for birdie. And if you remember, I suck at clutch putts. I'm a rust. I have a 16% chance of making it. Here is Tabletop Earl. I'll probably use a blue chip to make my... Okay, he's going to take a par on the white 6. So the white 6 is always kind of a mediocre tee shot, and you use patience in order to get to the green and make your par, and for that you gain a little bit of confidence, which is kind of embodied in the blue chip thing. So now I have a clutch putt for birdie. I go from rust to normal using a blue chip that takes me from a 1 to a 1 to 3. So I have a 50% chance now, and I still miss it. I would earn a red chip if I hadn't used a blue chip there, but now that leaves me with the easy par after a clutch putt miss, and I do make that, but that's an agonizing par there. You feel like you should be able to birdie that. So this is kind of the opposite direction hole. It's 347 down the hill, semi-direct par 4, cordial, and the green is relatively flat, so I called it semi-friendly. This hole parallels 13 back down the hill. A steep descent allows the big hitter to take a crack at driving the green, but watch out, Jemison Creek lurks. So you go across the creek back down the hill. You can see that here on these spaces. If you roll the 5, this can come into play. There is one water spot here where the bomber, if he's a bomber, which turns out I am, tabletop isn't, but hey, again, I do hit the ball long. Bomber destroys the ball, finds the green in 1. Otherwise, so that would be golf cam green. Otherwise, the tee shot ends up in the water in the first shot. So that's a too bad but so sad one. All right. I still have the tee. Let's see how we do here on this fun little par 4. I played it many times. 116. Driven the green a couple times. Put it to the left and right of the green a few times. 116 on the par 4. I'm not a duffer. I'm not soft, so I have a moderate putt for birdie. Okay, now tabletop Earl. And he gets another white 6. So he's going to have the ability to take some control of the final holes. We've had a lot of white 6s, haven't we? So I have to make my moderate birdie putt, and I'm going to hold on to the blue chips. I need a 1 to 2. Yes, I make it. So that's a birdie, and I think that ties us back up at 1 over par. Actually, no, I think that puts me 1 ahead. I think I'm 1 over, and he is 2 over. Looks like to me. So we're going to go to 15. This is another par 5. Potential eagle chance, semi-direct. Another short par 5, the dog leg right, is great for a fade golfer. Bend it around the overhanging trees and get a great chance at a birdie or eagle. Got a little bit of water here. So let's see what this brings. So 2 degrees of course difficulty. So not just a run-of-the-mill, have it your way kind of par 5. 3-3-4. 3-3-4. Yeoman. I'm not a yeoman. I'm not a hacker either. I'm not a champion either. So I'm right now I am semi-hot because I birdied. Plus the dot turns me to full hot. So green 3. The green 3 is going to say, am I cold? And I'm not cold because I'm hot. So easy putt for birdie. So I might have back-to-backers here. That's kind of nice. And I might use a blue chip. We'll see. Tabletop Earl now. It's his turn. And he does not get control. 46, he is going to be in the rough in 2. He misses the water by, if that was 56, he'd be in the drinker. So 46 rough in 2 on the par 5. And then a green 2. Is he a master? No, he's not. So he has a double difficult putt for birdie. All right. And we don't have too many tough holes on the way in, so he's going to use 2 blue chips. He's going to take that double nah, that's not a good use of those chips. He's going to go ahead and try. Actually, if he were to make the double difficult birdie, he would earn another blue chip. So he needs a 1 and a dot. That's a 5, so that's not going to be in it. So now the difficult par putt. This is a little better. He's going to use a blue chip to make a moderate par putt. So now I'm going to have the honor now. 1 to 5, easy birdie for me. And I am going to use a blue chip to make it gimme. So now I go first with the gimme. 6-6 miss, and I make it. So that's a 4 birdie, and now back to even par. Tabletop Earl with his moderate par putt. Oh, and he misses that. That's a shame. He's going to have a 2 putt. Easy bogey, and almost misses that. That was almost a 6-6. So he's 3 over on the back. Sorry, Tabletop Earl. Thought I was doing you a favor there, but all right. Yeah, I need a little WD-40 for my rust putting, that is for sure. Okay, par 3, final hole, which deals with Jemison Creek. A short little dunk over the creek, which fronts the green, will give you a birdie putt. Just don't dunk it in the drink. So, 3 degrees of course difficulty. It is semi-cordial, so you hit these course buttons here, and you're probably going to have a birdie run, but just be careful. You got a little water here, and yeah, so let's go. I'm first. I should take control of this probably with a chip, but let's throw caution to the wind. Uh-oh, 22 golf cam course. I get lucky. And a green 4, par 3. Is it daunting? No, it isn't. I'm going to have a clutch putt for birdie, which again is my Achilles heel, as usual in my real golf game. Tabletop Earl, he is going to take the water out of play. So he's going to take control using a blue chip, and it is a 1-3-6. Let's see how he works out here. Hero or dynamic? He is a hero. He has an easy putt for birdie, so he's going to use another blue chip, make it gimme, and this has a chance for him to get back. I think this would put him back within 1 of me, and he makes it. So I think that's the only 2 so far on the round. Goes to Tabletop Earl, but I have a chance here, and I am going to again take a blue chip to turn my rust to normal. I have yet to make one of these, so being a 50% chance, and I think I've missed 2 of them, I'm hoping the 3rd time is the charm here. 1-3, and it is not, so leaves me with an easy par, and good enough. 2 more holes left here at Jemison Creek Country Club. 17 is a par 5, 527. None of these par 5s are terribly long. This par 5 is dead straight and until the final 80 yards. A severely sloped green will make many birdie putts adventurous. So you see how the green symbol is here to the right? Literally, this hole is jeet, and then it goes jeet, basically like that. So we have a little note right here with a plus sign. Decide or die blank. Ball crosses the road. There's a road that runs along here. It's out of bounds. Re-tee for your 3rd shot. Otherwise, the tee shot just finds the rough next to the road, and you get a break if that's the case. So, Tabletop Earl with the birdie on 16 gets to have the honor here. And we get the trick 4s, and even on the white 6, that leads to a special result. So let's go to the special result, and the decide or die is a yes, so we will keep that in mind as we roll the black and the green. There's 44 again. That's going to take us to level 2 chart. There's 14. Caddy suggests unconventional approach. Decide or die bullet, which it is. Strategy work. Gimme putt for birdie. Man, what a break. Strategy fails. Gimme putt for bogey. All right, so it doesn't work, or it doesn't fail. It works perfectly for him, and he is about ready to tie me up again, I think. All right, let's see if I can match him here with a birdie somehow. Let's go. Come on. 1, 2, 3 is going to be golf cam green. Unfortunately, Well, let me double check on the par 5. I assume it's golf cam green, but no, it isn't. It's different on the par 5 chart. 1, 2, 3 is direct green, and it isn't. So, am I gilded? No. Am I a champion? No. I have a moderate putt for birdie, so I need a little bit of luck. Earl gets to go first with gimme birdie. He's just going to tap it in, and he is back-to-back birdies. Let's see. So he was 2 ahead, 1 even, 1 under, or 1 ahead, 2, 3, 2, 1. I think that puts him 1 back now. By my, I'll have to count it up at the end. But now it's my turn. I have a moderate birdie. I need a 1 to 2. Come on. How about making it? Yes. All right. Birdies on the 17th lead us to the easy 18th. Pretty much 3 or 4 tougher holes on this course. 382. It's a straight shot. I put an extra little course jobber right there. Semi-cordial. This. So here is the my what do you want to call it? My coup de grace or whatever. So I love that you can put little notes. And the site of one of Tenacious Earl's most memorable shots, an easy finish. Earl holed a 105-yard wedge for an eagle to help his team win a scramble in 1995. And I think I have the year right, but I'm not 100% sure. But that is the truth. My partner. Oh, you know what? I got it wrong. Oh, I got it wrong. I thought I wrote that right, but it's incorrect. I actually hit the drive. So I plastered the drive, and one of my partners hit a shot, and it just trickled down along the green, and you see it going towards the hole, and it's like, and nobody believed us. And fortunately, it was within view of the first tee, so there were people who were able to see that not too far away. So I messed up my narration. I don't know why. I just yeah. Sometimes you put the wrong thing down. My partner, and so we get this trophy with a beer can on top. So I swear to God. But tabletop Earl has the tee, and it was a memory. Except I guess I don't have the memory exactly right in my mind. Right. When I put these together, I was getting tired. So golf cam green for tabletop Earl, based on the 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 leads you on the par 3 and the par 4 to the golf cam green. Green 5, is it friendly? No, it's not challenging either. He's gonna have an easy putt for par. So he's red. So what's gonna happen for me here? As I feel silly. Oh, conjecture. So rough in 2 for me, right? But a green 1 that could help the day a little bit. Rough in 2 based on the 12, but a green 1. Am I a workman? No, I'm not. I have a pin chance. Come on, can I hole it out here? No, it's a 6. That's going to leave me a difficult putt for par. No, don't do that to me. Okay, I'm away. Actually, no. Tabletop Earl will use his final blue chip. That makes it gimme putt for par. And he holes it out. So, let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So that is a 37 and a 36, 73. 1 over par for tabletop Earl. So let's see. I have a difficult putt for par. What do I have here? I'm 1, 2, 3. 3. Yeah, I have birdies on 14, 15, and 16. So 3 under par. And so I'm actually 1 under. I just need to avoid the double. If I can avoid the double bogey, 1 to 3, difficult par putt, and I miss that. Now I need to avoid that 6, or else we're going to tie. Oh, I got it again. Now I got to avoid the double sixes. Okay. Double bogey. That might be a 4-putt. That sounds like me. All right, so 3 under, then so a 1 under par back nine, 35 and 38, 73 plus 1 for both of us. So there you go. So not only do I get the embarrassment of fictionalizing one of my memories, I then double bogey what should have been a relatively simple finish to the round. 73 for each of us. Sounds that's much better than we would ever do, I'm sure, either of us on this course. I would be fortunate. I have parred the course a couple times. At this point in my life, I'd be fortunate to break 85, I would say. I could break 90 on it, but getting it down close to 80 would be tough. So, obviously a fictional course, fictional golf cards. What we could do is we could really trick these up to make them more like ourselves. Put Duffer and Hacker on here, and which is what you should do probably in this game if you want to play as yourself. But I thought I'd have some fun with it, and double bogey. That's right. So yeah, I can't. So what was that? So that was. So because I had a pin chance, I think that means I would be chipping from the rough. I would be pitching from the rough probably for that pin chance. So really, it's a 3-putt, right? What really did me in was I got this 6 on the white die when I did the pin chance. If I had gotten anything, if I had gotten 3 or less, I would have been in fine shape. Okay, well. This has been an hour of fun, and I've play tested a little bit. I have a couple of thoughts in my mind. I just have to kind of like go back and make a few notes, make a few changes, and call it a day for this. But I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad we didn't wipe it completely dry. Like I thought it might be a little easier than what I needed. But I actually think it's kind of a normal. I mean, I want it to be a normal course. I mean, these cards are closer to professional cards than anything. If you don't put prospect, or not prospect, if you don't put Duffer, Hacker, or there's one other one that I think comes up quite a bit. But if you don't put those things in there, then it's just not gonna. You're not gonna end up. I mean, you can get some rough scores, but seeing the fact that we ended up at 1 over is pretty good. Okay. Well, Brandon, thanks for mentioning that. I am glad that there are people who have enjoyed History Maker Golf and gotten into the sports dice games because of stuff that I've been able to do, as well as a lot of the other guys around here who do videos and things. So, but yeah, hopefully we get we can get some more rounds in with this course here at some point. If I get it finalized to the point where I like it, I might do a TGT event on it just for giggles. So, or a Slacker tour, and maybe if I do the Slacker tour, I'll actually play it out here, because I don't usually do Slacker events, but I don't know. This might be a good run out for that. So anyway, signing off here at about the hour mark. Take it easy. Hit the like button if you would, and we will see you soon back here on Tabletop Baseball Plus.